In a vibrant, bustling town filled with laughter and colorful markets, there lived a young girl named Mia. Mia was always cheerful, known for her bright smile and kind heart. But despite her sunny demeanor, she often felt a deep unease that she couldn't quite explain. It was as if a storm cloud lingered just out of sight, always threatening to rain on her sunny days. One day, as she wandered through the market, Mia came across a curious little shop tucked away in a narrow alley. The sign above the door read, "Wisdom Emporium." Intrigued, she stepped inside. The shop was filled with all sorts of strange and wonderful objects, glowing crystals, books with titles that changed as you read them, and mirrors that reflected not just your image, but your deepest thoughts and feelings. At the counter stood an old man with a long white beard and twinkling eyes. Mia recognized him instantly as the ancient sage, a figure she had heard about in many stories. He was known for guiding lost souls and offering wisdom to those in need. "What troubles you, young one?" the sage asked, his voice gentle yet knowing. Mia hesitated. She wasn't sure how to explain the feeling that had been gnawing at her for so long. I'm not sure," she began. "I feel like there's something inside me that I'm afraid to face. It's like a part of me is hiding in the shadows." The sage nodded thoughtfully. "You are describing something many people feel but few truly understand. It sounds like it's time for you to face your inner self." Before Mia could ask what he meant, the sage handed her a small, ornate mirror. It was unlike any mirror Mia had ever seen. The frame was decorated with intricate patterns that seemed to move and change as she looked at them, and the glass itself shimmered with an otherworldly light. "This is the mirror within," the sage explained. "It doesn't just show your reflection, it reveals your true self, the parts of you that are hidden even from your own eyes." Mia took the mirror with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. "What do I do with it?" she asked. "Look into it," the sage said simply. "But be warned, what you see may not be easy to face." Mia took a deep breath and held the mirror up to her face. At first, she saw only her usual reflection, her brown hair, her bright green eyes, and the familiar features she saw every day. But then, as she looked deeper, the image began to change. The mirror showed her as a child, alone and crying after a fight with a friend. It showed her struggling with doubts and fears she had never voiced, moments of insecurity that she had pushed aside. She saw her anger, her sadness, and her jealousy, all the emotions she had tried to ignore or hide. Tears welled up in Mia's eyes as she watched these hidden parts of herself come to life in the mirror. It was painful to see, but she couldn't look away. She realized that these feelings, these flaws, were as much a part of her as her kindness and her smile. They were the shadows that had been following her, the storm cloud that had always loomed in the distance. As Mia continued to gaze into the mirror, the images began to shift once more. This time, she saw herself standing tall and strong, embracing all the emotions that had once frightened her. She saw herself comforting the crying child she had once been, offering forgiveness to the friend she had fought with, and accepting the parts of herself she had always tried to deny. The mirror reflected a new version of Mia, one who was whole, with both light and shadow intertwined. She saw a person who was not perfect, but who was strong because of her imperfections. A person who had faced her inner self and come out stronger on the other side. When Mia finally lowered the mirror, she felt different. Lighter, somehow, as if a weight she hadn't even realized she was carrying had been lifted. She looked at the sage, who was watching her with a knowing smile. "You've taken the first step on a long journey," he said. "Facing your inner self is not something you do just once. It's a lifelong process, but now you know how to begin." Mia nodded, understanding more than ever before. She thanked the sage and left the shop, the mirror within safely tucked away in her bag. As she stepped back into the bustling streets of the town, the world seemed a little brighter, a little more colorful. The storm cloud that had once lingered at the edge of her mind was gone, replaced by a clear blue sky. Mia knew that there would be more challenges ahead, more shadows to face. But she also knew that she was strong enough to meet them, because she had faced the hardest thing of all herself. And with that thought, Mia walked forward, ready to embrace whatever the future held.